I've got chills.
Yeah. TJ looks young there.
2015 World Cup.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I think we lost, so I probably forgot it.
No, we won
Did we
that
win
one.
that one? Where was I then? Look how young he looks.
Sonny Williams.
Sunnyville.
Manonu.
And my man Richie.
Hey.
Yeah.
How about that to start the podcast?
Too good.
Did
Never get sick of
did
that.
that relax the nerves?
Yep.
Are we ready to go?
Yep.
Let's do this. Let's get into it.
Yep.
Hey, I'm trying to live until I die. Come connect, you know it's a lewd state of mind. Yeah. Talking traveling, if you wanna fly. Fitness and finance, living a better life. Keep it raw, no filter. Living with no limit. Thank you for tuning in. Come on, let's get it.
Welcome to Lourdes Studios and Lourdes State of Mind. I just thought I'd play another one for you.
I was just wondering, what is that?
This is cool. Check this out.
Oh, that's gold.
Oh, isn't it?
That's so good.
Vanessa Palmer, welcome to Lourdes State of Mind.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down. It's a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And we're on the Proseccos already. How good's that?
Too good.
It's good for the nerves, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh, gosh.
Where are you going to start?
Yeah, where do I
you gonna
start? Where do I start? Well, I've been here in Australia for 7 years.
Of course, you're a Kiwi, which is the reason why we
Yes.
started the podcast. Where did you grow up in New Zealand?
I was born in Christchurch, but basically, Auckland and then Wanganui. I don't know if you know. Do you know where Wanganui? Of course,
Yeah,
you know
of
where
course.
Wanganui. Sorry, I keep forgetting I'm talking to a Kiwi. And then back to Auckland again.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so most of my life there.
Were you in Christchurch during the earthquakes?
No, I was only born there. We left there when I was 9 months old.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but have been back since. Got a lot of family down there, and yeah, it affected massive effect down there.
Yeah. Still to this day, they're still rebuilding stuff.
I know,
It's crazy.
I know.
Absolutely
It's
insane.
awful.
So, Kiwi born, you
Yes.
said you've been in Australia here for how many years?
7 years.
7.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why you're here?
Previously to here, I was teaching in the Cook Islands for 10 years, which is where I also had my son.
How did you get to the Cook Islands? Tell me the story about
Yeah,
that.
so I was teaching in New Zealand and I was in between jobs and I'd taken a year off to manage a gym, hated that, and then thought I'll get back into teaching again and sort of struggled to sort of find a job and just happened to see a job pop up in the Cook Islands and Mum and Dad said, do you even know where that is? I said, no, never been there. And went there for a 2-year contract and left 10 years later with a son.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old were you when you went?
I was 27. Yeah, so we went from 27 to 37. Probably the best 10 years of my life, actually.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's sick there. Love it. Would go back in an instant.
What was the best part about it?
Just the lifestyle. I just love warm weather. The beach, super sporty. I had heaps of chances to represent the Cook Islands there as a triathlete and as a swimmer and a runner. Everything. There's a lot of support over there for athletes, and they, really welcoming towards me, which was, I ended up a permanent resident as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
What's the population of the Cook?
10,000.
It's not a lot, is it?
No, spread out over 15 islands.
Yes.
Yep.
15 islands.
Yeah, there's
I didn't know
15
there was that
islands.
many. So what's the main island?
Rarotonga.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Beautiful place.
I haven't been there. I've been to Fiji, haven't done Rarotonga.
See, a lot of Australians, I know you're a Kiwi, but a lot of Australians go to Bali, whereas the Cook Islands is the New Zealand version.
Of course.
Yeah, because
Of
it's a
course.
lot closer to go to.
It's actually a little bit more expensive too.
The Cook Islands?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That's why all the bogans here go to Bali. So, you've been to Bali?
Yeah, my sister got married there actually.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah,
What did you think of it?
Yeah, no. Well, when you live in the Cook Islands, it's a step down.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. The Cook Islands it's almost kind of it's just really lazy, really slow. Yeah.
They call it, like in Fiji, they call it Fiji time.
Yes. It's Raro time.
Raro time. Same thing.
Yep.
And for those that don't understand, when you get off the plane, you're still in a bit of a hurry and you're walking fast.
Yeah.
By day 2, you've slowed right down.
Yes.
Yeah, just keeping pace with everybody else.
Yeah. The locals make sure that happens.
There's no need. Yeah, exactly. There's no need to go any faster or do things any quicker.
Yeah. So it was a big shift coming here, actually. Yeah, it's a lot.
What was the catalyst again for coming to Australia?
Just my husband at the time wanted to, he had some family here and he wanted to come down here and sort of chase the money, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought we'd go back to New Zealand, but we've ended up here. I love it here. It's beautiful. I live down in Macrae, right by the beach.
Of course.
Yeah, so
you wouldn't want to be anywhere else, would you?
No, I could never be far away from the beach.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Melbourne for me is I had to be bayside.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
being a Kiwi.
Yeah.
You're never far away from water.
Nah.
Yeah, and that's for Kiwis. It's just something that you need. To be landlocked.
Yeah.
Now, we went to Echuca just recently. You been to Echuca?
No.
They've got a big
It's in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the middle of the 2 states.
Yeah.
And there's just a big dirty brown river, and it's like I don't see the allure.
No.
And you're in the middle of
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have me. It's kind of like Hamilton. Who goes to Hamilton?
Hamilton.
You just try.
Yeah, everybody just drives through Hamilton, don't they?
Definitely.
Shout out to all our friends in Hamilton.
Sorry, I do have some friends in Hamilton.
yeah.
They'll kill me for that. Yeah.
So you've still got are your family back in NZ?
Yes, lots of family in Christchurch and in Auckland. Yep. Yes.
See, he writes down an edit. So I've got to give a shout out to Alan.
Yeah.
Alan.
Al.
I actually don't know Alan's. What's Alan's last name? Do you
Mr.
know
Katie Ellis.
Mr. Ellis, that's right.
Ellis. Katie Ellis.
Thank you. Once again, you've given us another guest, which I'm really happy for. He's gotten us 3 or 4 guests so far, which is really awesome. I think I asked him about going on the staff, he said, "Look, just give me a T-shirt." So remind me on the way out.
Yes.
And I'll see
he'll love that.
I see you've been to the gift store
I
already
have.
on the way in. Normally people go on the way out,
No.
so you're representing already,
Get on.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Love it.
You're very sporty. You've always been very sporty.
Yes.
Can you remember your early days and what drew you to sport? What's in particular, which sport as a kid growing
A swimmer. I was a swimmer. Mum said I learnt to swim at 3. She said it took about a week, and I was swimming across the pool. I think, and they got me into. I was doing gymnastics as well, so I was going from swimming sessions to gymnastics sessions, but ended up getting told I had to choose by the coaches one or the other, and I chose swimming. I think my parents probably realised I had a bit of an attention deficit disorder or something, so they put me in swimming just to calm me down a bit, because it's just twice a day, 6 days a week, relentless.
Well, it's relentless for you and, of course, your parents as well, too, that have to get up early in the morning. And
now I'm a parent, I think, far out, that's a massive, massive thing to do.
Imagine having 3 or 4 children.
No.
Exactly.
I'm glad my son doesn't want to be in squad. I'm like, whew.
So you've got him, obviously. So for us as Kiwis, swimming's a rite of passage. I mean, it's the same as rugby. It's part of our DNA. You have to learn how to do it,
Yes.
and there's no way that you would not learn how to do it. Growing up in New Zealand, I can't fathom having a child and it not knowing how to swim.
I know.
And for the obvious reasons.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, though, when I was living in the Cook Islands, I actually did quite a lot of swim teaching over there, because it just wasn't happening. They're surrounded by 30
That's not
kilometres.
part of their culture.
Nah, very few of them can swim, they're surrounded literally by water.
Can you explain why? Is there a reason why?
I think they're more into team sports. They love their volleyball. They love their rugby league, the team sports. And there's no pools over there really. Like, it's just the lagoon, which was hard to teach kids to swim in.
Yep.
But there was just I saw it as a massive thing that I needed to do. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Swimming's been my life for so long.
So going back to your early days of swimming, what's the earliest memory that you have? As you say, you reckon you started 3 years old.
Yeah, I don't remember that, obviously.
No.
I remember my dad having to walk beside me along the lane because I was scared. I remember him having to be there and not being happy about it. I remember doing swimming races with girlfriends and having being back to back and lots of races. Jeez, lots of early mornings, lots of looking at the black line.
Did it ever get tiresome, or was it just?
I don't remember being tired, and I think now with what I'm doing now, I don't know if it's because I'm an adult, but how did I do that? Like up to 4.5 hours a day.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is, and I'm now swimming master swimming, and I am only about 3 seconds slower than I was when I was 15 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
How cool is that?
But it makes me think, like, why do swimmers do so much when for like a 100-metre race or a 200-metre, even an 800-metre race?
Yeah.
Like 10Ks a day. That's a lot.
Isn't it? It does seem
Excessive.
absurd.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I'd be lucky if I get 10Ks a week done.
Yep.
And I'm not that much slower.
Well, once you know, don't you? It's like riding a bike, isn't it?
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, I guess so.
Once you got it down packed.
Yeah.
So you're swimming masters now?
Yes, love it. I've just moved up an age group, and we've got nationals coming up soon in April at MSAC. And this new age group, I'm like, girls, can we just slow down a bit?
There they go.
They are amazing. The women I'm racing against are just so fast. Yeah.
Are there a lot of them? Obviously, it's the population of Melbourne is the same population of Australia.
Of New Zealand.
Of New Zealand.
Yeah.
In its entirety.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of athletes.
There is, yes, and there's a lot of us and I love it that we're still competitive.
Yep.
And being in masters has helped me through the last couple of years a bit, and it's just an amazing group of people. So good. We're competitive, but we're friendly, and yeah, it's great. And I can't wait to do my first nationals. It's going to be exciting.
Nationals?
Yes.
Who are you representing?
Australia, unfortunately. Don't tell my dad.
Will he be listening? He won't be listening.
He probably will listen.
Should we give him a shout out?
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. Yeah, so that's coming up in the school holidays, so that'll be good.
Oh, cool. Where's that?
At MSAC, the main pool.
In Melbourne.
Yep.
Well, that's only a couple of 3 weeks away.
I know.
Are you nervous?
Well, yeah, because I've just come off training for a 12K swim that I did a couple of weeks back. So it's quite different, obviously, going from a 12K swim to 100 metres butterfly and 200 metres breaststroke.
So you're doing all the short version?
Yeah, it's all the short stuff. And I've never been like a sprinter. I sort of sway to the longer stuff. I'll give me that any day. But no, it's good. It's a real challenge for me, and I love that.
So you're not doing the 1500 or the...
I'm doing the 800 free, 400 free, 200 IM, 200 breaststroke, 100 butterfly, and 50 butterfly.
Jesus.
And some relays thrown in there too.
I'm tired just listening to that.
Well, it's actually, this one's spread out over 4 days. So, I'll be driving up to the city and back every day, which...
I
know.
I would have gotten
So far.
I would have gotten a motel.
Yeah, there is a few people who have, but I'm probably going to be managing my son at the same time because I normally have him in the holidays. So I'm going to drag him along to make him watch me.
So you're a solo mum?
Yeah, I share him 50-50.
Yeah?
Yes. Very solo.
Would you have it any other way at the moment, though?
Nah.
No?
Nah, it's been him and I for a couple of years now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How old?
He's 10.
Cool.
He's an absolute legend.
Cool, is he like a real mum's boy?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's a mum's boy, but he's also super close to his dad as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's a good. It's good. Works
Nice.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also just on Friday yesterday made it. No, what is it? Sunday. On Friday he made it through to the next round of his swimming. So I was
cool.
pretty happy, mum.
So he's a mad swimmer too?
He is, but he doesn't want to sort of take it seriously like I do.
Yeah.
He loves his basketball. He's into basketball. So yeah.
So he's got something else to choose.
I don't know what I'd rather though. Basketball's full on. I don't know if you know much about it.
No, I haven't been part of that scene, but I know people that are in it, and it's
hectic.
It's consuming.
Very, and it's all year round. Like you've got under 12s playing games at 9:30 at night.
That's insane.
I know.
So there's no season, did you say? It's just
holidays off and that's it.
Really?
Yeah. Like yesterday we had off because it's a long weekend. It's like, oh, hooray. What do we do with a Saturday?
Yeah, because you look at netball, you look at rugby, you look at
it's
all
all
these.
seasonal.
Cricket,
Yeah.
they're all seasonal.
It's hard because it doesn't allow kids to do a lot of other stuff. But I don't know, it's just they love it. He loves it.
Is he tall? Is he a tall boy?
No, he's just a mini me. Oh,
is he?
my God, yes.
What's wrong with that?
He's short. I'm hoping he'll grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his dad's quite tall.
Oh, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll get to 12 or 13 and he'll be
looking
towering
down
over
on
you.
me. Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, he'll be
Yeah.
tapping mum on the head. How you doing?
Yep.
How you doing? Hey, well, back to you, your start. Obviously, swimming. Swimming was what you were born into by the sounds of it. And was that specifically because your parents wanted you to do that, or was it just part? Because as I said, we learnt how to swim at school, and then we did school swimming. Were my earliest memories of doing laps at school carnivals.
Yeah.
And you did swimming like once or twice a week during summer as part of your curriculum. So
Yeah. I don't know why they chose swimming, but I'm glad they did. There were times when I wasn't hitting my PBs and stuff, and as I got a bit sort of later in my swimming career, and like I wasn't making it to Division 1, I was sort of Division 2, and I didn't know if I was enjoying it, but I swam competitively until the age of 17, and had a bit of a break for a little while, and then that took me into triathlons. I actually ended up representing New Zealand for triathlons.
Oh, really?
Yes. So,
Wow.
Yeah, that swimming had a really good base because it's probably, I don't know if it's easier to pick up cycling and running because we just do it naturally anyway. But if you can't swim, that's a hard thing to pick up later in life.
Well, for a lot of triathletes, that's their worst, part of it.
And I remember somebody saying to me, everybody always remembers who comes out of the water first.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was
because
like,
that's the first part of the day, isn't it?
It's going to be me.
Yeah.
So no, it was good. I loved my triathlon years. And then that was training twice a day. My whole life I've been training full on.
And this is working as well too, because you weren't a professional. Were you classed as professional? Or?
I did some races where I won some money overseas. But I was working as a teacher. I started teaching when I was 22 years old. I look back at that now and I'm like, I was just a baby, 22 years old, and doing full-time triathlon training as well. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. As I say, now I swim 3 or 4 times a week and I'm buggered.
You shouldn't be doing any more than that.
I know. Just enough to keep fit and healthy.
Oh, exactly. That's more than what a lot of people do, that's for sure.
And my wines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all about yin and yang. You gotta, calories in, calories out. That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So triathlon, and as I say, you represented New Zealand. Mm-hmm. What year, how old year? You said you're 20...
I started representing New Zealand about 21, I think, from about 21 for about 3 or 4 years.
Wow. What's your best result, your biggest achievement within that period?
I won a race in Japan. There was no money involved, but it was an invitational race. That was one of the best experiences of my life. Oh, my gosh. The Japanese just know how to look after people.
Oh, yes.
It's just party after party.
Yeah.
It's like, this is...
Party after party.
I can do this. And this is before the race.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Japanese love their beers, eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool. It was in Hiroshima, just an island off there, and they took me to the museum and stuff. And I actually stayed with a homestay family, which was an amazing experience.
Cool.
Didn't know how to use the shower, which was a bit stressful.
Did you like the toilets?
Oh God, yeah, no.
No, you don't like.
Oh, it was okay. It was the shower I couldn't figure out because
Really?
the tap was really low.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I do this?
Because a lot of them, like you would do with an onsen, is you go and you clean yourself first. So they've got the little plastic stool. So the idea is that you sit down on the stool and you use the shower thing to wash yourself.
That would have been good to know. I think when we went to do the race, we stayed in a more modern place that had a proper shower. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, God.
Cool. Yeah, and the toilets are amazing. Like the Tokyo
Yeah.
toilets are amazing.
Yeah.
And even the ones that play music, they're fucking pretty cool. Yeah. For anybody that listens to the podcast, they know I absolutely fucking love Japan. And you can obviously you can see by the big mural that's in the studio. So that's downtown Osaka. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. Absolutely.
it's a
Everything
great
about
place.
it. Everything about
Food. The
Hiroshima.
sushi's my favourite food. So
Did you go to the museum in Hiroshima? You said Hiroshima.
Yep, they took me there. It was pretty eye opening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
I actually walked out because it was fucking too much. It was
Yeah.
a little bit too much.
Yeah. And I think my homestay family had obviously some connections with
some relatives.
Yeah, it was tough. But I was pretty young at the time. I think I'd probably appreciate it more if I went back now.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in that different headspace.
Yeah, for sure. It was actually a fun. I was going to say a fun fact, but you can edit that one out, Maddie. One fact that I learnt was that the bomb that was actually dropped, it doesn't hit the ground and explode. It explodes at about 600 metres in the air.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the reason why they picked Hiroshima to drop the bomb was it's surrounded by these mountains and range, so it's like a basin. So they chose that because it would produce maximum impact for the blast by containing it within that. So that's the reason. That's the reason why. And as I said, it's like even when you get there, there's an eerie feeling about it, and the museum was just it was too much. It was fucking too much.
Yeah.
You just felt like you just.
I do remember.
There's something that just it didn't sit well. It didn't sit well. But aside from that, Hiroshima's actually got a lot of French influence as well too. So there's some really good culinary and stuff. Yeah, which is interesting because I think the French came over. Don't quote me. The French came over and helped rebuild.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of French influence in their cuisine, which was quite interesting.
When you travel for sport, you obviously have that mindset of you're going for sport, and you sort of don't get a lot of time to look around at things.
No,
so
I can understand that.
Perspective.
The focus is like all you're doing is worrying about your diet, making sure that you don't eat something that's going to fucking go through you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, like when I went to Korea.
Oh, tell me about that. Yeah.
Oh, I had a race in South Korea, and I ended up 5th in that one and won a couple of grand, which back then was massive. But we were staying in this hotel, and every morning they're bringing out like fried rice and like real savoury kind of stuff. And we were like, you know, when you're a triathlete, we're nuts about food. Like everything matters and stuff. Then on the last day, they bring out all these bloody cereals and toast, and we're like, this is what we wanted all along. And you'd go to the shop, and you didn't know what you were buying.
Yeah,
couldn't read it. It was quite difficult. Yeah.
I think they got the memo late on that one, obviously.
They did.
Yeah. You're just craving some Wheat Bix or some...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, especially before races because you don't want to mix it up.
No.
Yeah.
Did you ever travel with food to make sure that you were taken care of?
I brought a bottle of port back home for my dad once. It smashed in my bag.
that didn't really answer that question.
No, I don't know why I thought of that, but yeah.
Oh, damn. Port's good too. That's a shame when that happens.
I brought that back from Madeira. Did a race in Madeira.
Wow, you've been all over the place, haven't you?
I have. I've been to a lot of places.
Yeah. What are some of the other places you've...
Cancun. I did a World Champs in Cancun.
Wow.
I actually, I don't know why, but they roomed me with... remember Hamish Carter?
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
I ended up rooming with him. And his race was on a different day to mine. And we all go out on the piss, obviously, afterwards. And I come back, I'm trolleyed. And...
trolleyed means pissed, drunk, for those that...
I woke up the next morning, I was like, I felt sorry for him because it must have stunk like alcohol.
Yeah.
But...
And this is the day he's got a race.
Yeah, so he's got a race that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why maybe they do, because that was actually... my brother had passed away a couple of months before that. And I think maybe they put me in there with him as kind of like a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Did he have any good words for you? Did he have any solid advice?
Oh, I think I was in awe of him. So I was just like, oh, Hamish Carter. Yeah.
For anyone that's listening, Hamish Carter, famous New Zealand triathlete.
Yeah.
Google him.
Yep. The silver bullet suit. Do you remember the silver bullet suit?
No, look, I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with it. I know, that's the thing, especially with Commonwealth Games and Olympics.
Yeah.
You're always rooting for the guy that's wearing your flag.
Yeah.
Or girl, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's only every 4 years that you sort of figure out who's who.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't understand what they've done to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know, the 3.5 years leading up to that, for any athlete, and when you think about triathlete, they've got three things to think about, and they've got to nail every one of them.
And that's what triathlons is so good for, I think, because there's 3 different aspects to it.
Disciplines is the word I'm trying to say.
Yeah, disciplines. There's always something to work on, and you can finish a race and be like, wow, this was good, but the other 2 were crap, or Yeah, it's always, there's no, I don't know if I've ever had the perfect race, to be honest. There's always,
Well, it probably comes pretty rarely for a lot of people, doesn't it?
Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah. And when you do nail it, you want to hope that you're on the podium. You know? So
Even sometimes when you make the podium, it's still something doesn't always go right.
Well, as long as you're on the podium. You know, you're always going to be your own worst critic, aren't you?
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Oh, yes, I definitely am.
Yep. So what's the best race? Explain to me the best race in your career. Where was it and why was it?
I've had a lot of really good. I think I've since I've come to Australia, I came across the Rip Swim. Have you heard of the Rip Swim?
No.
So it's you know how you've got Bass Strait and you've got Port Phillip Bay down by Point Nepean and Point Lonsdale.
Yep.
So it's that strip that goes across there. It's about 3.5 kilometres, and so you've got two massive bodies of water that are trying to sort of, and it's known as one of the most treacherous tides rips in the country.
Yes.
So I've done that 5 times. Once.
So hold on a sec. It's the most treacherous piece of water, and you guys swim through it.
Yes.
How the fuck does that work?
Well, I've done it as I said, 5 times, and only one of them I've done solo. But the other times, you get put in a team with people of your own sort of ability, and you have a kayaker that guides you.
Yep.
The last one I did was a race, so they literally drop you in the water and go, there you go, you're going over there. And that was not a good day.
What, not a good day? No?
Nah.
Why not?
I sort of got to the middle of the channel and it was choppy.
Yep.
And I didn't know where I was going. I was looking across there thinking, I don't know where I'm going. And I thought,
No support boats,
there were, but no, not really. We were kind of there was only about 20 of us and we all got spread out pretty quickly and I was on my own.
Doesn't sound very safe to me.
No, well, yeah, there was safety crew out there, but that's the whole part of this particular thing is to get there yourself. And other times I'd been in a group in a kayaker, so it was a really different experience. And yeah, I'm bobbing in the middle of the channel and thinking I could go belly up right now, and no one would know. And I thought, this is not my time to lose my shit. Just had to stick my head down and keep swimming because obviously I have previous experience with a rip swim and taking a life.
Okay, are you going to tell me about that?
Yeah, so my mum drowned the day before I was meant to get married in the Cook Islands. It was a double drowning, yeah.
Sorry, man, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah. It was tough.
Day before you're going to get married?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What year was that?
It was 12, it'll be 13 years this year, so we were meant to get married on the 12th of the 12th of the 12th.
Yep.
Yeah. Still did get married 2 days later. Yeah.
So you went through with the wedding because that's what you thought your mum would want?
Yeah, I don't think I was thinking straight at the time. I think I was. I think a lot of the decisions were being made for me.
Okay.
Like me and my dad were massively grieving, and so was the.
Oh fuck!
So
2 days.
Yeah,
I mean, shit.
Yeah, no,
it's the last thing.
And also the wife of the man who tried to save my mum that passed away as well. So.
Can you explain the situation? How did
they went for a swim sometime in the afternoon?
Is this near a resort? They're all there for the wedding. So are they staying?
They were in a house.
They staying locally.
Yeah, in a local little, probably like an Airbnb. And just to walk across to the beach. And unfortunately, where that part is actually a passage. There are signs there now after my mum's passing, and there has been other drownings in that same patch of water.
Passage? Can you explain?
So it's like a rip.
Like a rip.
So,
yeah. Okay.
So that's where, Mum basically went out and there's like a drop off. So she went into the drop off unknowingly, and the undertow just took her out. And my dad had to stand there and watch her fight for 20 minutes. Probably about 20 minutes, and he couldn't swim. He said if I would have jumped in, you wouldn't have had any parents left.
No, exactly. Yeah. Was your mum a swimmer? Was she?
She used to be back in the day, but she probably should just let it take her out. But she just fought. I think it's a natural instinct to fight.
Yeah, it is. That's how a lot of people succumb to it. Yeah. They freak out. Whereas the advice is that you just let it
take you out.
Let it take you out, and then it'll bring you around. And yeah, it's how a lot of people get taken, which is fucking really sad.
It is. Yeah.
And it's like local knowledge. I think
Yeah,
the other thing
it
too,
is.
when I grew up as a surfer, you learn to look for the rips. That's one of the first things you're told.
Yeah.
You know, it's great because you can get in a rip and get out to the back. But if you as you say, if you don't know the situation that you're in, you can panic.
I think with this, because of the undertow, you could look at the water and it'll be good on top.
yeah.
But it's that under part that sort of
Yeah.
sneakily gets
Because
you.
what for our listeners, that's how you tell is that the water's calmer, isn't it? But as you say, if it's ripply on top, you sort of think, well, you don't know what's going on underneath,
Yeah.
which is wow. That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's
So that's my backing to why I wanted to do the rip swim, because I think there was part of me that wanted to put myself in that position. But then that day on the rip race when I was
Did you have your mum in your head?
she was
with
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been with me a couple of times out there, I think, and I thought, yeah, not a time to get emotional. Put your goggles on, put your head down, just swim.
Just
do what
get
you
on
do
with it.
best.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty scary though. And I got to the other end and I was quite upset. Because of the fear that I had. Like it was it was full on.
Do you think it was a wise thing to do in the first place?
Yeah,
or is it like facing your fears?
I had 4 other really great experiences. So we had one where we did a double. So we went there and turned around and came back. And that was one of the best days ever. It was a slack tide for about 2 hours and it was just magical. And and then there was another time, 2 other times that I've done it in teams and also really great experiences. But I remember the first time I did it, I got to the other side and no one knew my story. No one knew any reason why I was doing it. They do now.
Yeah.
But I could have just dropped to my knees and just cried because of obviously the personal reasons for doing it.
Yeah. So do you feel a bit of personal healing? Yeah. Is it something that you're doing to deal with the grief? Is the grief still there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a day goes by. Yeah.
How many years ago? 13 years ago.
13
How old was your
years.
mum, if you don't mind me asking?
She would have just been 60, yeah.
Now.
No, 59 when she
Oh, okay.
passed. Yeah.
Okay, so she's still young.
Yeah, well, she didn't get to meet my son, you know.
Oh, fuck.
So it's massive. Like, because obviously your mum's a massive in your life. And
Yeah.
there were all those questions that you have when you have a child and
Yep.
you got no one to sort of ask.
Did you have anybody through the birth of your child?
Yeah. My his dad's parents were amazing.
Yeah.
Because they lived in the Cook Islands with us. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah. Were they there doing the same thing that you were doing, working?
Yeah, actually, one was in education, and then the dad was like a builder around the island.
Okay.
Yeah,
A chippy.
choppy.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've talked about grief a couple of times on the podcast, and I mean, everybody's got a different way to deal with it,
Yeah.
and sometimes you never deal with it, you know.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Like Vanessa, the previous guest we had, I mean, losing a child. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I can't.
You know,
Can't even, well.
no, you don't. It doesn't even bear thinking about that because, like you, I've got one son, and the thought of anything happening to him would just be fucking just.
know.
It would be soul destroying.
And I'll be the first to say I'm a helicopter mum. Like
There's nothing wrong with that though.
having lost, family members, it's just
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, your son's probably going to thank you for it.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will. I'm sure you're doing a great job.
trying.
How's the mental health?
Probably the best it's been in a long time. I think being single for a couple of years has helped. I came out of a pretty toxic relationship a couple of years ago, which didn't end well. Yeah, so I've taken a lot of time just to be me and my son and really get my head down into sport and knock some good things.
So the sport's
out.
basically your medicine.
Yeah, it's helped me. It's helped me through a lot in my life. Yeah, it's really hard to cry with swimming goggles on.
Because they fill up.
Yes.
Oh, I don't mean to laugh.
No,
that's not
it's true.
something to laugh about.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my days. Yeah, especially with what happened a couple of years ago that we talked about
Yeah.
prior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sport's the fix.
it has. It is. It always has been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's why we should always encourage our kids to be involved in sport.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed.
You never, like I get up and go swimming now and I'm tired or whatever and you never get out of the swim saying, I wish I didn't do that. Never.
Oh, it's
Always.
the same with it, like going to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, just get up. The hardest part is putting your shoes on.
God, is it ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the hardest part to get, especially in winter, especially Melbourne winters. Ugh.
Yeah.
Nah.
But it's good to be up before the sun comes up in Melbourne.
It is.
It's gorgeous.
It is.
It is one thing that it does have for it.
Yeah. It
One of
does.
those things. Hey, we're going to take a break. This podcast is brought to you in part by Buckfast. What is Buckfast, you ask? Well, let me tell you. It's better known as Bucky, and it's an internationally enjoyed, unique tasting tonic wine. It's equally rich in heritage as it is in taste. It packs a punch from 15% alcohol and about the same amount of caffeine as a well-known drink that gives you wings. Buckfast's enjoyment is only rivaled by its versatility from the cooking pot to the wine or cocktail glass. Drink it straight, mix it in a Negroni, or use it as a marinade. Available Australia-wide and distributed by Beeblebrox Beverages. Visit beeblebrox.com.au to find your closest stockist and buckfast.com for cocktail and recipe ideas. Well, that's a first. You had to go for a pee before me. Hey, before we go any further, have you had Buckfast before?
Never. I'm excited.
You should be.
Cheers.
Cheers to Buckfast.
Yeah.
Cheers
What
to
am I about to drink?
Chapel Street. This is Buckfast, so it's a tonic wine.
Yeah.
It's 50% alcohol and it's got more caffeine than Red Bull.
Oh, stop it.
It's tasty as.
Wow.
Hear those?
That is good.
Hear those ice cubes?
Yep.
So cheers to Joe and Rob from Chapel Street Cellars.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey,
Nice.
we've got a new segment this year. It's called Dead.
Dead.
We're alive. Dead.
Dead.
You got to say it in a
Dead.
Kiwi. Dead. Pool. Maddie, what do we got today? Do I need to explain the premise?
Maybe.
Let's just roll it. Let's just roll it. Full screen that bad boy.
This is the kind of thing my son would like to watch, I feel.
This could be your son in a couple of
Oh,
years.
God.
Yep. Just a standard slide. Oh! Jesus
I
Christ.
felt that pain.
Can you pause that, Maddie, right on the
Oh!
That's, do you know what a scorpion is?
No.
It's when your legs go back over your head.
Oh.
That's not quite a scorpion, but look, he's gone face
Yeah.
first into that table.
I think I've done that on a trampoline a couple of times.
Wow. Why? I just don't, like,
What's that? What's he even trying to do? Oh,
I think it was trying to slide from one to the other. I mean, obviously these guys didn't do science or physics because they fucking had no idea. Jesus Christ.
and
All
this is
right.
why my son says this is why men live shorter lives
Exactly.
than women.
Yeah. And there's another
There's
reason
more.
too, but we won't go into that. Just 4x4ing. Just. Oh no, he's lost control.
Oh.
Yep. Roll.
Oh!
Oh!
I did not see that coming.
So,
Oh.
I mean,
Do they not wear belts?
well, obviously not.
Oh.
Obviously not. If he had a seatbelt, he'd still be in that fucking thing. And look, I love it how he's come out and then he's bounced off it.
Yeah.
Like this, just play that forward,
to make
man.
it even-
Just-
Hey! Oh!
Boom.
Oh, he's not good.
Yeah. He survived,
Oh, that's good.
like the other guy. I love
quite happy
I love
with my
seeing
little-
our guest reaction. Does this make you
Yeah.
squeamish?
Yeah.
Are you feeling comfortable or uncomfortable?
Oh God, there's more.
There's always more. There's always more. Just a dude on a train, I
Yeah.
reckon. I mean, you already know what's going to happen, don't you?
I think so.
You think so? I mean, look, just free and carefree. Just,
Yeah.
look at the camera. Look at me, mate. Yep.
Oh, no.
Close. Oh!
Where'd he go?
He fucking fell.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Has he got his leg in a brace? Oh, he's gone.
Maddie's trying to back that up, so we've got to. Yeah, just a pole, catches his arm.
Oh, he does too.
Yeah, that's the fatal mistake. He's got the arm out. Yeah, yeah, he died.
Did he?
Probably. We don't know. We can't say for sure.
Rest in peace, mate.
You dumbass.
You dumbass. Yeah.
We got one more there. Oh. Have you seen this one before?
No.
Check this out. So we've got a big catapult with a watermelon.
Yeah.
And let it go.
Oh.
Oh!
Ow.
Headshot.
Right,
Headshot.
Oh, and it smashed on her too.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a lot of force to.
That is a lot of force to take in your face.
That's a lot of force to take. That's dead or alive. How do you like that? Is that?
Yeah, that's good.
Is that you go?
Might show some of them to my kids on Tuesday. Yes.
You know what I do all week?
Watch Dead or Alive.
I watch videos just to get videos for that segment.
Oh, that's gold.
And there's a whole lot of darker shit that obviously we can't put on there, but it comes up on my once the algorithm.
Yep.
Once the algorithm gets you, you're fucked.
Yep.
Fucked.
Sure are.
How's that buckfast going?
It's good.
It's bloody good, isn't it?
So smooth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a guest that doesn't like it or hasn't liked it.
What about the one who didn't like drinking? Did they try it?
Yeah, everybody's tried it.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's given it, at least a try.
Yeah.
They have to. It's part of the contract. That's what you signed up for. Didn't you realise that?
I forgot about that part.
What made you teach? What made you want to teach? Because teachers are very special people.
Yeah.
I'd
Special.
They're not. I wouldn't put them in the same category as nurses. Nurses are slightly different.
Yes.
But a lot of teachers come through the system and they stay in the system, which is the problem with a lot of teachers. Would you agree with that?
I think teachers, unfortunately, at the moment with the way teaching is, I think we're losing a lot of teachers. There's a massive shortage.
We're talking Victoria. We're talking Australia. We're talking just in general.
Yeah, kids are we've just lost control. Yeah.
Whose fault's that?
I think
not
it's
the teacher's
it's
fault.
a series of events of where whoever decides the sort of the ruling of the schooling system, like it's just the kids have just got so much say now. We can't well, not that we should be like whacking them or anything. What do you think about? Well, did you get the strap?
The one thing I said I would never get, because back in our days it was the cane.
The cane, yeah.
It was the cane. So
yeah.
there was one thing that I said to myself, I was never going to get the cane.
Bet you did.
No.
No.
I as I've told the story before, I told my headmaster to go fuck himself and I left.
Oh.
So I avoided it for how many years, and then at 15,
yeah,
and was never going to happen. Was never going to. I mean, like my dad. And once again, we've talked about this before. My dad, he used to use the strap. That was normal back then.
It was. Yeah, same with when I had the strap. I had a spanking spoon.
Oh, spoons. Yeah,
good old spoon.
Well, Dad used to have the strap, and we used to run and jump under the covers of the bed, and he'd hit us through the covers, and we'd be under there laughing because it couldn't hurt. But we still got what they call it. They call it a walloping. And that was how they turned it back.
Was it 2 of the best, 5 of the best?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. If back in those days, that was just the norm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And these days, you can't touch kids because they're too precious.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing that they've got?
Not a good thing.
Not a good thing. No.
No, I think kids have lost respect, and respect's massive for me. Like, God, I don't know. Like, I'd never dare disrespect my dad or my mum or anyone.
That's how we were brought up. Isn't it?
And that's what I struggle with the most is the lack of respect that you see on the daily. Because I've, as we discussed, I spent 20 years teaching sport and then have just recently moved to special ed. Oh, jeez. It's a whole can of fish. You just...
Well, you're talking whole
fish, worms,
different can of
whatever.
worms. Can of worms.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So special eds, we're talking what... In a range of handicap.
Yeah. So my school.
Because I'm gonna tread very carefully through this situation, through this discussion.
Yes, you do. So my school is you have to have an IQ of between 50 and 70.
Okay. Which is very low.
It is low. I don't know. I must test my IQ.
So you reckon?
Mine?
Yeah, what do you
I
reckon?
wouldn't have a bloody clue, to be honest.
I don't think I've ever been tested.
No, I don't think I've ever been tested either.
Doesn't matter.
No, but we have a lot of behavioural issues, a lot of ADHD, autism, kids who've been through extreme trauma, which obviously if you've been through a lot of trauma, you kind of create it on the daily because it's the only way you know. So, yeah, we have a lot of issues on the daily.
So kids just lashing out.
Yeah, we've got teachers who are getting spat on, getting punched, kicked. I was kicked and hit last year a couple of times. Yeah, first time in my teaching career. Was
it a shock to you, or you knew it was coming?
No, didn't know it was coming.
Really?
Massive shock. Both times. One was one of my students. The other situation was a kid. I just walked into it and he just clobbered me across the face.
Wow. What sort of age are we talking about?
Well, the kid that hit me on the face would have been 10 or 11. You know, fetal alcohol syndrome. Don't have the ability to emotionally regulate. That's what we deal with. A lot of that. So a lot of and so that presents itself as anger. You know, when kids can't control their emotions.
Oh, for sure. And I often think when I was younger, I had an anger problem. I mean, it wasn't related to any sort of trauma in my life or anything else. It was just the angst of being a young boy. You know,
it's hard being a kid.
Well, you combine that with the testosterone, especially as they get older.
Yeah, and imagine having like a learning difficulty as well, not being able to read, not being able to write. The frustration is real.
Yeah, and then not having the coping mechanism to deal with it. So everything just compounds.
Yeah, a lot of really bad home lives, a lot of really, really tough situations these kids come on the daily with.
Is it prevalent? Is it worse than what people think it is?
I think it's just more diagnosed now. I think there's a lot more awareness around it. And like, I mean, 100% I've got ADD. Like, I can't sit still to save myself.
You're talking about you personally?
Yeah.
Undiagnosed or diagnosed?
Oh, undiagnosed, 100%.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of us in our era that, because I spent my whole life doing sport, that's kind of balanced me out.
Yeah, which sort of masked it, really.
Masked it, absolutely did. Yeah, definitely. But I don't know, just...
So for you personally, as you say, if you've self-diagnosed as being ADHD, which is nothing wrong with it. And you've throughout your history had sport to sort of counteract, which has been your medicine. For the ADHD. Yep. How do you think you'd manage daily life without sport? Then what if somebody took sport away from you?
Oh no, the thought of that just.
Doesn't even enter?
No. I just, like I don't even go like a few days without exercising. Like if I had to go, for a long period of time, I've never not. So I wouldn't even know. Yeah, even when I was pregnant, I was super active. The people in the Cook Islands thought I was mad. I'm out there in the ocean, like 8 months pregnant, swimming away. They're like, what's wrong with you? Nothing.
Fucking mad Kiwi. Just a mad Kiwi girl.
Yeah.
Well, so it doesn't really bear thinking about, does it? But you got to, I mean, there's going to be a point where it's going to have to be managed or...
Slow down?
Well, no, I'm not saying slow. No, not at all. Not at all. Because we all understand here that the one thing that you don't want to do in your old age is slow down and stop moving.
Yeah.
Because, we need our mobility for longevity. Everybody knows that. And sleep patterns, diet. I mean, you've as an athlete, you've had those in check your entire life.
Yeah.
So it's second nature.
Yeah.
You think about the average person that doesn't have that structure, has never had that structure. And I'm not talking about the people that you're dealing with in special ed. I'm talking about average people.
I think that's something that you makes me think about is having spent all my life competitive and sport. I don't know what it's like to be normal, just get up, work, come home. Like that, the thought of that just, like, I can't understand how that actually works. Like, I always want to be doing better and achieving more and working towards something and going out there and hitting it hard, like, I don't understand people who just go through that sort of...
Yeah. Well, that is your normal.
Life. And it is, yeah.
And that's a good thing. But as we said, there's a lot of people that struggle with mental health, and they struggle with mental health because they don't have a lot of things in check.
Yeah.
And
being part of something, I think being part of the Masters swimming squad. I think we all need to feel a part of something, and that helps us who we are, make us who we are. And also, when I think about a lot of the kids that I'm teaching now, some of them, I've got one young boy who's just obsessed with being in a gang because he's so disconnected with his family and everything else.
He just wants his tribe.
He just wants a part of something.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's what he's choosing. And I think a lot of the young, especially the immigrants and stuff that are coming in here, and just a lot of kids who are just lost to finding their part in a gang, which is really sad.
Do we blame the parents for that?
I think you could be the best parent ever and you could still have a child who would unfortunately go down that path. I've seen good parents have this happen to them, and I've seen really crap parents have this happen to them. I'm not one to judge. I'm not one to judge, especially being a parent. Yeah.
Yeah, well, as you say, I mean, as a parent, all you want to do is do the best for your child, give it the best possible upbringing, and instill those basic fundamentals like respect.
Yeah.
You know?
I had a dad in tears to me last year, and a number of times I'd ring him and he just said, Vanessa, I'm at a loss. I just don't know what to do. I can't control him.
And it was a boy, young boy?
Yeah, big boy. Yeah, a lot of anger issues.
Is it more prevalent with males as opposed to females?
Yeah. So we have I think 4 males to 1 female at our school.
Wow. And they're all in the same classes or on it? So
we go from prep through to year 12.
So the male and the female are together.
Yeah.
So they're in the same learning environment.
Yeah.
How does that work with the females? I mean, is there issues with them feeling safe or not safe?
Yes.
Or that's so you're managing all these, you're juggling all these balls on a daily basis.
It's exhausting, emotionally. I get home and I sometimes think, no wonder I don't have a partner. I say to my girlfriends, how do you have a relationship? Like, I get home, I'm just done. Like, I'm just emotionally exhausted from putting out fires all day, every day.
Is this something that you want to continue doing? Is there a reason? Is there a fire burning in you that?
Yeah, my brother had a severe intellectual disability, and I was pretty much his till I see, like his whole life until he passed away.
Because you guys were adopted, weren't you?
Yes, both of us were adopted. Yeah, from birth.
And because your parents couldn't conceive, or is it something that?
Yeah, mum couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back in New Zealand, because adoption in NZ is obviously it's a completely different playing field here, and now with trying to adopt kids, it's a lot easier back then.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot more common too, wasn't it?
Did your parents know that your brother was intelligent? No.
No.
How old? So you're talking like fresh.
Yeah.
You're talking like
I think
newborns.
about 3 months old, you get to take them home.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think I was about 3 months. We were probably both around that age. Yeah, so it was. I remember them telling me it was when he started. He was still bum shuffling at like 3 years old.
Bum shuffle as like scooting.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't crawling. Wasn't making those milestones.
Okay.
So they took him for some tests and.
At 3 years old, you say? Yeah, that's Yep.
Must have been tough.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. And then he unfortunately lost his life shortly after turning 25. He died of a heart attack.
Wow. Just dropped dead suddenly.
Yep. Yeah, my best friend. Yeah.
Do you remember the day it happened?
Yeah.
Where was it?
He was actually living in a group home, and I got a call from my dad, and he said, your brother's dead. I was like, okay. And I went round there, and they were still trying to resuscitate him, I think. Well, the ambos were still working on him, but he was blue. He was gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did he get immediate help?
No, because what they do, I think they put them to bed and then they go and check on them maybe half an hour later, and I suspect it had happened in that time.
Oh, so it was at night. So
yeah,
he'd gone to bed.
Yeah, they put him to bed.
Had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Did they find out the reason for the heart attack?
No. I get, because obviously he wasn't non-verbal, but he couldn't talk. Like, he couldn't tell you if he was feeling unwell.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah. He probably wouldn't have even known if it... Yeah, that broke me. That broke me.
What?
Yeah.
It would break the strongest
and
person.
my parents too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough time.
How do you think that impacted you long term?
I think I have a massive fear of loss, like losing my brother and my mum within the space of 10 years. It's hard. You just don't get over it.
It's a lot than more. I mean, it's a lot more than the average person. It's funny with grief and with loss. I've been 52 years without it. You know?
You're lucky.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, you lose somebody.
Yeah.
And if you've never had it, you don't know how to deal with it. You know.
And I think there's a lot of, when you lose a family member, it consumes you, and it's all you can think about, and you can sometimes get angry because, well, why aren't they showing me, sympathy and stuff like it'll be 11 months to the day down the track, and you know exactly the day that it is that they passed, and why isn't everybody else sort of remembering? But it's just your own sort of battle that you face every day. Like birthdays are hard.
Yeah.
Birthdays, Mother's Day, Christmases. Yeah, especially being over here in Australia, I don't have anyone. I don't have any family. I've just got my son, so it's tough.
You've always had family around you? You've always had...
Well, in the Cook Islands, I didn't, no. But, yeah. I don't know. It's different when you got a kid. When you don't have support, it's tough.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's funny for me that being a Kiwi, I always thought that we were just one family unit. It was a lot of nationalities, Italians and Greeks and stuff, that their family is everything, and they're always together, and everybody's eating together, and that we didn't have that in NZ, and that's just how I was brought up.
Yeah.
So there's this, you can quite easily disconnect from not being with your family. You know that they're there.
Yeah.
You know that they're safe over there. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know? They're going to get older like everybody does.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I noticed when I went back to see my parents. It was like
It's a shock.
You'd pick up and see how they'd deteriorated.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'd go back after a period and you go, oh, they're cool. They haven't deteriorated. Everything's going well. And then you go another time and you go, oh, shit, like everybody, they're getting old, getting a little bit more frail.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Dad's the only one I have left now, and he has recently been through prostate cancer, and that was really tough because I was over here, and it was, going back to see him and seeing that person is so strong. It was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a hard man, isn't he?
He's a hard man.
He was a copper, wasn't he?
Yeah,
You were telling me he was a
48 years
copper.
in the New Zealand Police.
That doesn't get any fucking harder than that, does it?
Nah, last ever Chief Inspector ranked. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they removed it, but they didn't remove it from Dad until he retired. Don't take that off him.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, he would have seen a fucking lot of stories.
Oh, yeah.
My best mate used to be a copper, and I love every time we get together because he's always got cool stories to tell.
Cool stories.
They're really cool. They're really cool.
Yeah.
We were talking, we were at a Spanish restaurant once, and part of the dinner was rice, and he started telling us a story about this dead body that they found in the maggots, and was, oh, thanks very much, mate. I'm looking at the leftover rice sitting on my page. Is that rice moving? On the table here was like, thanks, Rusty. Shout out to Rusty.
Yeah. Dad's a pretty closed book, but he's shared a few things with me, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe teaching special ed isn't so bad.
Oh, compared to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, fuck that. I take my hat off to those guys.
Yeah,
you know?
me too. And they just get, that's the other thing about the young kids are just so anti the police.
Yeah.
And
Once
I
again,
struggle with that.
the respect, as the generations have gone on, the respect has not stayed there and been distilled in the kids. It's like, respect your parents, respect your elders, respect the police.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing is like, you want the fucking police one day.
Yep.
And they don't come. We'll fucking cry wolf.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Probably
not the right term. Edit that one out. Not cry wolf. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing is like they're there for us, for the community.
They are, and they're constrained by so many things too. Like all the kids are just being. One of my students reckons he gets bailed out and no consequences.
Because he's special.
Or maybe because of that. He was in a mainstream school, but school refuser for many, many years.
School refuser?
Yeah, I've got 3 school refusers in my class.
Explain what a school refuser is.
They don't want to go to school.
Simple as that.
Yeah, so just keeping them in the classroom is massive. So just working on that, making them feel like they're part of the classroom and they're welcome and they're loved and Yeah.
So as far as your job trying to keep them there, what sort of ongoing training, what sort of skills are you getting to help manage with it? Are you getting what you need as a teacher to deal with these kids?
Yeah, we do a lot of PD. Obviously, some probably better than others, but we had one last year on fetal alcohol syndrome, which was really interesting because we've got.
Because you mentioned that earlier about a child. So can you explain that to our listeners?
Well, it can present differently. I think I'm definitely no expert, but it affects their ability to emotionally regulate. They can get angry really quickly. They learn,
But the reason why they have it is because their mums drank while they were pregnant. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it drives me insane. And just the amount of women that are drinking and doing drugs and stuff while they're pregnant, it's not okay.
No.
Not okay at all.
No.
And then I'm now dealing with that on the daily, because they're not doing their job.
Well, because it's not their problem once the kids go to school, is it? It's
and
your
it's
problem.
this as well. They're just sitting at home, popping them out and getting paid for it.
Yep.
But don't even get started on that.
No, we're not going to go down. We're not going to go down that route. That's a slippery fucking slope. That one as well too.
Yeah.
So you're getting everything you need to do your job.
Oh, as much as possible. I'm not specially trained. As I said, I was 20 years teaching sport, blowing a whistle, and then went into.
How did you end up in special ed then?
The incident that happened on Facebook a couple of years ago.
Do you want to talk about that?
Not the specifics, but an ex-partner who decided to have a rant about me and caused me to lose my job.
Fuck.
Yeah, wasn't good. And it still affects me to the day. I can't take my son to the beach. I can't go to the plaza without people looking at me sideways.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, and anyone who knows me knows that what was said about me was horrifically untrue. And, I was with him for 3 years and...
So you ended up losing your job because of his actions, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was no recourse. It was just, that's it, final, you're gone. No, was there no discussions? Was there any process involved in that?
In defence for the principal, the accusations against me were so strong that it, I couldn't. You can't deal with that as a principal. It's just, yeah. I ended up getting an intervention order on him because he was a history of stalking and harassment and stuff. So that was kind of the nail in the coffin. But yeah.
So that's all passed. There's no you're not still looking over your shoulder. There's no issue.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
For that particular situation.
Because I still pass him driving in the street and stuff. And
oh fuck.
Yeah, because he lives around my area. Yeah.
There was no thought of moving away.
Yep. Yeah. I almost went back to the Cook Islands. I got offered a job there, and I wanted to take my son back and do sort of 6 months just to get away. But it just I'm not one to run away. I like to face my problems. I had plenty of chances to leave him, and I didn't listen, and I didn't see the red flags, and I didn't. Yeah. I need to take accountability for that side of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, as you say, if you don't face up to it, it's still going to be there when you get back.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing counselling for it. I actually had last year off, but I've gone back to it again because it's just something that's always there and just, yeah.
So you're still dealing. Do you ever think there's going to be a point where you've dealt with it and it's not going to be an issue anymore? And the reason why I ask that is that everybody's situation's different, you know, and everybody's had stuff go on. Everybody sees counsellors for different reasons.
Yeah.
I like to think that things are finite, that things can be understood, explained, and then put to bed. And then you move on with your life. I know it's easier said than done, and this is just my point of view. And as I said, everybody's situation is different. Do you think that you could get to a point where it can be finished, complete, and put aside, and then you move on with the rest of your life? Because you're just managing it at the moment.
Yeah,
that's all you're doing.
Yeah,
Because it's consuming. I can see it in your face now.
Yeah, it does. It consumes me every day, and that's what I'm working with getting some help with is because even though none of it was true, I feel shame. I feel shame of what was said about me, and it's about letting that go. But it's hard, you know, when Well, there's always somebody worse off than you, and that's often what I think, like what I'm going through is really shit, but, maybe there will be a time when I have let it go and stuff, yeah.
Do you hold on to things? Is that...
I do, definitely do.
You hold on to shit?
Yeah, shit, yeah. And that's where I come back around to sport, just, focus on next event.
Yep.
Next event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gives you motivation too.
Absolutely.
To achieve another goal. And with a lot of people, it's just day by day,
Yep. Yeah, I went through a stage where it was definitely day by day, and there was some times where I went to some pretty dark places, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
How's your son been?
So
obviously he doesn't understand exactly what mum's going through.
He knows something went on.
Yeah.
And I would often cry a lot at night time when he would go to bed. That's when I'd let it out, and sometimes he'd hear me.
Yeah.
And I'd say, "Oh, it's Granddad," or I'd just blame someone else. And the one thing I wanted to do was protect him, because
for sure,
he was brought
job.
into it. He was brought into it too, which was really unfair. He's my main priority. So,
for sure. Yeah, exactly. Well, your main priority alongside you, because once again, you've got to be the best possible version of you so that you can be a mum to your son.
Absolutely.
So I can see that you're juggling a lot of balls at the moment.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there doing exactly the same thing.
Yep, there is. And there's a lot of people in a far worse situation.
Yeah.
And that's what I just keep reminding myself. I eat well, I got a bed to sleep in, I don't go without. Just have a lot of shit that's going on. Yeah.
What about dating now? I mean, that was what are we talking 2-3 years ago? So have you dipped your toe back in the pool?
Also, I divorced 6 years ago. So I've been on and off dating sites either side of that previous relationship. It's brutal. It's so bad.
You got any stories?
Oh yeah, I've got stories.
Because I'm really interested, because I've been a serial monogamist all my life. So I've gone from relationship to relationship.
Yeah.
So I'm up to my third marriage.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Wow. That's, I didn't expect that response. Third time lucky. Third time lucky, as my wife would say. But yeah, so I've been long-term relationship to long-term. I remember before I met my wife, I installed Tinder.
Oh, old Tinder.
And before the end of the day, I deleted it.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
It is.
No.
It's rinse and repeat. I find myself. There's guys that were on there just after I got divorced that are still on there now. Same photos. I'm like, this is like 6 years have passed. You can't surely still look the same.
I was going to say, not after 6 years.
No, we're not getting any younger.
No.
Oh, mate, no. A lot of mine are not appropriate stories, but there's been some horrendous experiences. Yeah. I mean, because you can present yourself on a dating app however you want. That's the scary thing.
Well, it's the same as a website. You can have a fucking awesome website and be operating out of your dad's shed. That's the perception, and that's what it's all about. It's about perception. As I said, I've never delved into it. I don't know. I've heard some fucking harrowing stories about it.
Oh yeah.
I know guys can be fucking dicks.
Yep.
So I'm not going to defend them. At all.
Yep.
I think, and I was going to ask you this question, was like, when was the last time a man opened a door for you, or when was the last time?
Yeah, well, I just recently, I actually matched with a guy there's an app called Plenty of Fish.
Oh, that's a new one. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, Plenty of Fish. So you can actually message anyone, which is, it's horrendous. Like I seem to attract, 40-year-old Indian men for some reason. I don't know. No, you get all sorts. But I saw this guy and I thought, he just had this really nice, kind smile, and messaged him, and then it went from 0 to 100 real quick. Like,
for you, I think, or for him?
Well, kind of both of us. Yeah, it was really mutual, and it was, lots of messages, and we eventually caught up, and I was getting the flowers and going to take you here, I'm going to take you there, I'm going to do all these things for you, and then one day it just went, Dop.
How long after how many?
About 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
Yeah, I know it doesn't sound like a long time, but
you did meet, didn't you?
You
dated.
Yep.
And then it was just nah.
No. I think he just got scared. But, you know, this is the problem when you're dating at our age. Well, you're not that much older than me. There's a lot of baggage. We've all got baggage.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I'm at the point where I just don't want to muck around anymore, you know?
You don't have time for it.
No.
You just want to get it.
Yeah, and I think that's why, you know, my best friend said to me, what did you learn from it? And I'm like, but yeah, just not delving into it too quick, I guess. But that's just my nature. I'm 100%, like I'm all or nothing.
Yeah.
So you go, I'm going to get all of me or none.
There's nothing wrong with that. And you're going to get that immediate response. It was like, whoa, this is not, it's not working. It's not going to happen. Or it's like, yeah, let's get stuck into it.
Yeah. And there was that glimmer of like, oh, this is what it would be like to, you know, spend a winter with someone and snuggle up on the couch and it's just poof, gone.
Is that some of the stuff you miss from having a partner? Those
it
small
is.
things?
Yeah, it is. It's those little things, like coming home and having someone, as much as I said, you know, I'm emotionally exhausted, it would be nice to share my day. I talk to a lot of my girlfriends at school, like we're all really close.
Yeah.
And we have to be because of what we sort of see on the daily. But it would be nice to have someone to debrief with. Yeah, maybe just get some more cats.
You're going to turn into the mad cat lady. How many cats have you got already?
I've got one. She's gorgeous.
Oh,
I've got 2 chickens too. They've just started laying.
2 chickens?
Yeah, 2 chickens. Yep. Yeah.
Are you allowed to have chickens Actually, no, you're right, because we just moved in down here in Mordialloc, and our neighbours got chickens.
I think you're meant to have some sort of...
Permit or something?
Yeah, maybe.
No?
I don't know.
You get
Nobody
them
knows
microchipped.
Well, they came from a breeder, so they're proper. Yeah.
Is there a KFC close where you are?
Well, if one of them doesn't start laying, it's going to go on the air fryer, I tell you. I tell it on the daily. Start laying.
Well, that's the idea, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
exactly. One's laying, the other one's not.
Eggs are fucking expensive.
I know, it's why I got them.
And you can't.
The exact reason I got them.
And you can't get them too. It's like a shortage. Avian flu or some shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so chickens.
Hey, did you know I was in a band?
No.
Yeah, check this out. Matt's got a recording. You got that clip?
This is going to be good. Is that you?
No, that's me on the bongos.
No, you're lying. That's a joke, hey?
Can you play that again, Maddie?
I'm too gullible for this.
You thought I was... So you thought that was me?
Yeah, I did.
Right there. What, when I was 20?
Well, it could be. You more look like him than the other one. I want to live in their world. They look like having a ball.
That's wunderbar. Bloody Germans for you.
Oh, that'd be right.
Have you been to Germany?
No, I haven't been to Germany. No, that's not a part that I actually ended up doing.
So you've done Japan.
And Korea. America.
Yeah.
Cancun, so Mexico.
Yeah.
Don't know how I made it out of there alive. Actually, I got the bus home that night.
Out of in Cancun.
Yeah.
It's not that safe, is it?
Well,
no?
I don't know. I don't know how I actually got through my 20s traveling alone. I mean, I'm pretty sort of la sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know how I made it through.
And all those times being pissed coming home as well too. Because I'm not presuming that. I mean, I'm presuming that because you're a Kiwi, because that's what Kiwis do. They do it really well.
Am I allowed to tell you a story? I don't know. You can cut it out if you want.
Yeah, well, it's up to you. Tell me a good story.
So it was when I was in Cancun and I was in the same room as Hamish Carter, and we went out that night.
After his race?
No, on the night of my race. I went behind a bar and took a bottle of tequila and walked home with it.
Oh. You fucking stole.
I did. Am I allowed to say that?
Maddie's laughing because he doesn't know whether we're going to keep this in or edit it out.
My dad drunk it too.
So you stole it for your dad?
Yep.
Well,
I don't think Dad's going to listen to this now.
No.
He's off.
If you stole it for Dad, that's fine. We can accept that.
To make up for the port smashing.
I'm surprised you didn't get caught on camera or somebody didn't pick you up.
I don't think they had cameras back. This is 22 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's in my past life.
Yeah, for sure. We're looking at version 2.0, aren't we?
Oh,
Stole about it. Was it good tequila?
I hate tequila. I don't know why I did it.
You're not a tequila drinker?
No.
So
I'm one of those people that when you get a few in me, I'm up for anything, hey? Love it.
Typical fucking Kiwi. Yes. Do you know what a possum is?
Hate them.
No, we hate possums. Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, the possums over here are fucking scrawny.
And
they're
protected.
They're like rat, exactly.
Ridiculous.
The ones back in NZ are like fucking jacked. And we run them over.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we run them over.
We're smart.
And we hit them. Well, sometimes you don't want to hit them with your car because they are fucking big. I did damage to one of my Cortinas.
Yeah.
Hitting a fucking possum one night.
Oh my goodness. Cortina. That's going back.
Mark III Cortina. Automatic, red.
Oh.
Awesome.
Dad had a Holden Kingswood. HQ too, the number plate. I know. He had it up until my late teens, early 20s. And then he sold it to a car enthusiast. And the seat, it had one of those, like the seats where it was the
bench
whole
seat.
Yeah. And Dad had to prop it up with cushions because it was like down here.
Well, I stole my dad. We had a Valiant. I don't know if you remember what Valiants are. They're big like the Kingswood. And I stole that, and I had to take cushions from home, just put it on the bench so I could see over the steering wheel, because I was a lot smaller than what I am today.
Yeah.
At 15, I was just a weed of a boy. But yeah, I remember that.
Funny. Now we're talking about stealing things.
Yeah. Well, you started it.
I did start it, actually. Yep.
What's your fondest memory of growing up in NZ? What comes to mind?
All I remember is swimming, to be honest with you. Swimming. Seriously, swimming was a massive part of camps. Probably going on the swimming camps. Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So you're doing the same shit that you did when you were older, getting into trouble?
Oh, no, we used to do like skits and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like on the last night, everyone would do a little dance and things, and we'd just train and eat and sleep and love it.
Was any infighting with the chicks?
Oh, yeah. We're all eyeing the boys up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was a lot of that going on?
They would have had to keep an eye on us. Bloody swimmers are shocking.
Well, you're all fit. You're all good-looking specimens.
Chose a good sport to do.
Yeah. Isn't that true? That's true about athletes, though. Like, you guys fuck like fucking rabbits. Excuse my French.
You're not wrong there.
No, because I've heard the stories about the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games, like the village.
Oh, yeah.
There's not enough condoms to go around.
Yep.
Yeah. So everything they say is true.
Yeah, well, I haven't been to the Olympics, but I know that.
You can imagine.
Yeah, I
You can imagine, can't you?
Surely it's not true.
Oh, it is true.
You reckon?
Well, you think about it.
But
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not painting you with the same brush, but what I'm saying is that athletes work hard all their life.
Yeah.
And they work hard for specific events and specific goals. So once you get to that point, win, lose or draw, what are you going to do? You got to let some pent out frustration go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I said, you're all good looking roosters. All the guys have got good rigs. All the chicks are fit.
Yeah.
So bada bing, bada boom.
I know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is that why I've been in sport my whole life? Maybe.
Maybe that's the subconsciously why you're there, because that's part. Well, it's all part and parcel, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
As you say, you've got memories of training hard, and you've got memories of competing, and you've got memories of enjoying the fruits of your labour.
Definitely.
Because you've got to have outlets. You've got to have, regardless of whether you're an athlete or not. I think there's a point in everybody's existence where whether it happens on a regular basis or periodically, that they've got to vent or release.
When I think about when I was in the New Zealand team for triathlons, like we got loose, after the races and that. And I think now it's I don't think they allow them anymore. Even like the All Blacks. You think about when the All Blacks back in the day, they all got
the reason why, eh? Because of social media. Everybody's got a camera.
Yeah, I know that firsthand. It is. It's sad.
It is.
It is really
sad.
sad.
That's the world that we live in.
Great times. I remember my mate disappeared the whole night, and we're all packed up and ready to go, and she just trundles up, doing the walk of shame about 5 minutes before our taxi arrives. Get in the car. Packed all her stuff up. Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah, exactly. The good old days.
The good old days.
That's the reason why a lot of kids now don't drink. It's because of social media. It's because everybody's camera. They don't want to be caught out. And when you think about it, you do one stupid fucking thing and it goes onto social media or goes online. You go to get a job in 5 or 10 years' time. that's people are going to
Yep.
have that information. It's going to
Yep.
be there. It's going to be available.
Yep.
You know,
I
so
know that firsthand.
there's a lot of kids doing some stupid shit out there.
Yeah, but it's funny because when I actually talked to my class about it, because unfortunately they are all on social media, but they don't have the ability to deal with it really. They don't know how to control it, and they're very vulnerable. So we sort of having that chat about cyber safety, and what they say to me, like they say they don't allow strangers, and they don't talk to strangers, and they only have their friends on Roblox, and they seem to be saying all the right things, but I'm like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know. We don't know what's going on their phones, do we?
No. Well, you don't have access. You can't control it, can you?
No, their parents need to control it. And,
Yep.
Yeah. My son asked for Snapchat the other day. I just about threw his phone off the bridge. Oh no!
Is Snapchat still a thing?
It's huge, huge.
Wow.
Yeah, it's.
Well, he's not going to get on Facebook anytime soon, is he?
No.
That's for old people. For
Yeah, it
funny
is. Yeah, it is. It's all about TikTok and
Yeah.
no.
TikTok, Instas.
Snapchat.
Yeah. Snapchat's huge, isn't it?
It is huge.
Yeah.
And it's scary because everything disappears but doesn't disappear.
What is your son? So you say his son's 10. What's the major thing he's doing online at the moment?
He loves his gaming, so he
Yep.
plays with his mates. Yeah.
So it's mostly gaming.
Yep.
Do you know if he's in any chat rooms or anything? Because
Only with his mates, and I'm very, very much monitoring that because I know what's going on. You got people luring kids on Roblox, and
Roblox. I've never heard of Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox. It's a really common. The kids love it.
Yeah.
And there's people saying,
Is it just a forum or is it a platform, social media platform?
It's,
Maddie, do you know?
It's actually the problem with Roblox is that it's actually comes from a country outside of sort of our area, so all the issues to do with protecting children aren't
They don't
relevant.
have the same parameters.
No. So what happens to you on Roblox? Yeah, it's really hard to track and monitor. Yeah, it's
scary, isn't it?
Very scary.
Do you monitor all his online activity?
Well, like
he's got time. He's got times that he can and can't do.
And even before we jumped on, my phone was going off because his mates were trying to call, which comes through my phone. So all the notifications, any messages he sends, come through me.
Oh, so you're monitoring all that?
Yeah.
Those days with my son are long gone. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
He's 15, and it's like he could be getting up to whatever. I know he's not.
Yeah, it's scary.
But it is scary from a parent's point of view. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And the one thing about kids these days is that they're probably not going to be talking to their parents. There's not. You'd want to hope that there's a dialogue with especially your teenage children.
Well, I've got it now. My son will tell me stuff that goes on at school.
Yep.
Right or wrong.
Yep.
But
That's not going to be the case for
exactly.
Yeah. Which is the scary part about it.
Yeah, it is.
You bring them up with those fundamentals, that respect and then all of a sudden it just stops.
Yeah. It does.
I know it's scary. Scary to think about. Fucking hell. Thanks for listening to our latest episode of Lurid State of Mind. Don't forget to head to our website, luridstateofmind.com, for all our previous podcast episodes and, of course, our famous merch. We've just released a new range of merchandise, and there's something for everyone. So head to luridstateofmind.com and buy something today. Hey, I don't know about you, but I'm really careful about what I put in my hair.
Yes.
Yeah?
The amount that you have of it.
Do you? Oh, fuck, that's twice. That's twice now. At least I still have hair.
True.
Yes.
You do.
I just had a nice haircut. Yeah, that's why there's not more than what. But anyway, we've got a good friend, Devon. What's Devon got to say today, Matt?
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Devon here, and it should be a motherfucking crime to put parabens and hard shipping chemicals in shampoo. Just saying, it should be a motherfucking crime to put chemicals in shampoo. How dare those shampoo fucking companies put chemicals in shampoo?
Chemicals.
Like parabens and
Chemicals.
hard shipping. fuck that. I don't use that shit. I now use native shampoo and native conditioner. Okay, bye.
I can't stop staring at his eyebrows. Are you looking at his eyebrows?
Oh, that's our mate,
Wow.
Devin. He's awesome, isn't
He's
he?
trying to say chemicals, isn't he? Yeah. Oh. What word can't you say?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There is a lot. I will actually, there's certain situations where I will pause and my fucking mind's going overtime because I have a word in my head and I go, no, you're not going to pronounce that correctly, so I've got to change it. Either that or I go, Matt, that's another edit.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can make myself look as dumb or as intelligent as I want, which is pretty good because I am a bit of a dumbass. It does happen. It does happen. You know, you can't be on your A game all the time. We did some experiments. See, I just did it then with the podcast in the early days. Was like how many beers is my sweet spot?
Yeah,
my
yeah.
sweet spot. It's like playing pool. You know,
Yeah.
pool when you're playing pool.
Cool.
And you're drinking. There's a sweet spot where your game is just on fucking point and you're nailing everything. And then you can have one more beer and
Yep.
goes down the fucking.
It was like that when I
gurgler.
worked on the radio station in the Cook Islands.
You work what?
Yeah.
You're just telling me this now.
Yeah, my little secret thing. No, well, not a secret. Yeah, I worked there. I used to do the Saturday Arvo from 4 till 6. I used to take a 6-pack in, but
So you say 4 to 6.
4 to 6 in the
Six.
afternoon.
4 to
yeah.
6.
No one listening. No
And
one's
you took
listening at that
sorry,
time.
you took a 6-pack for your 4
Yeah,
to
I'd taken a
6 shift.
6-pack, but I reckon it was about a couple I'd be all right, but maybe that third I'd start to get a bit silly. And then I ended up doing the Saturday morning shift from 9 till 12, so no, there was no beer in, unfortunately.
I was going to say that's prime time.
It was, but I took radio off air a couple of times actually.
Did you?
Yep, did. Yep, was talking to myself. And then, I'd get a call and they'd be like, we can't hear anything. And then my boss, who ran the radio station, always did gigs on a Friday night. And so he would hate it. I'd always be so scared. If anything went wrong, I'd have to call him up because it was his sleep-in morning.
Right.
And he'd come in and he'd just push one button.
Oh, no.
One button. Like, oh, no. I'm so sorry. I mean, I wasn't trained. Like, I was just doing it for fun. I just wanted everyone to hear me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like,
I actually did the same. I applied for a job at a radio station back in Hawke's Bay.
Oh, yeah.
So I did a trial at midnight.
Yeah.
It was a 12 to 6, maybe.
Oh.
I think it was a pretty long shift. But
It is a long shift on
I
the radio.
opened up the shift with announcing my full name.
Oh,
Brendan Douglas Gray.
Oh, no.
And that haunts me to this fucking day. Where I was so nervous. It's Brendan Douglas Gray here on a balmy Saturday morning.
Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was fun. So I didn't get the job, obviously.
Oh, I had a nickname. I was DJ Nemo, funnily enough.
Emo?
Nemo.
Oh,
as in the
Nemo.
fish Nemo.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because I was actually under a contract at the beginning that I was only supposed to be working for the education department because I was on a contract. So I don't know. We all had sort of DJ names, but everyone knew it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was DJ Nemo. And actually, a lot of people in the Cook Islands knew me more as Nemo than my actual name
Oh, really?
towards the end. Yeah.
Well, you're that popular. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Well, it's not hard. There's not that
Yo,
many people.
Nemo!
Yeah,
You
well,
see you across the bar.
yeah.
There's Nemo taking off with another bottle of tequila.
Or a wine glass.
Oh, are you one of those?
I was.
Shout out
I was.
to my wife who likes stealing shit too.
They just, yeah.
Kleptomaniac.
Winter's good. Winter's good because you got your big
Yeah.
coats. I don't go out really anymore, so I haven't done it in years. But oof.
So does that mean if you did go out, you would?
I'm eyeing up the wine glasses all the time. I actually was eyeing up this one. I was thinking,
Yeah, there's
this
no
is a
label
nice
on
one.
it. You can't. There's no point stealing that. Look, I'll tell you what. We'll give you a mug when you leave. All right, how's that?
Well, I'll just take it on my way out.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to steal it. You actually, because you've been a guest on the podcast, every guest gets a mug.
Love it.
That's it. So the only people with these mugs are guests, special people.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
In my coffee mug every morning now.
You are now special.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And you've got to post about us every day and tag us and everything. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Beware. I like to post.
Please help us out. We need it. We need it.
Love a good Insta story.
Insta's good. Insta's good for us anyway. Yeah. Not so much a TikTok. Oh, it's weird.
I can't get into TikTok.
It's weird.
It's mind-numbing.
Like you put the same post on Insta and TikTok, and it would generate more on Insta than would at TikTok, and then it would do the exact opposite on another post. It's weird.
Oh, it is weird, isn't it?
That's why I'm not in social media.
Yeah.
I'll just stick to talking shit all day. I'll stick to this one.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole, isn't it?
So as we've discussed, your journey, your life journey has been predominantly sport orientated, which is formed the person that I'm looking at right now, which is a great thing. Mm-hmm. You talked about body dysmorphia earlier on in the break.
Yeah.
Can you explain why that's come about?
Yeah, I've always, obviously, going swimming, gymnastics, triathlon, all sports where your body's on show constantly. You know, you're obviously in togs. Triathlons, you're in a skimpy suit.
Was that ever uncomfortable for you, or was it just natural?
In my when I was in year 13, I had a bit of a bad year, and I went to muffin break a few too many times, and put on a bit of weight. And it was in that transition where I stopped competitively swimming and before I started triathlons, and some teachers made some comments to me about my weight, and I ended up probably going on the other side, like I started restricting my food massively.
Do you think that those comments were warranted?
No, I don't think...
They weren't doing you a fucking favour, were they?
I would never comment on anybody's physical appearance. I only ever say something to someone if it's a positive thing about their appearance. Yep. I do not understand, because when you're an athlete, it's like they think that you're invincible, or that you can just... men or... Like, I would be running along in a triathlon and guys would be commenting on us as we were running along.
Guys...
Like giving us like a rating.
Competitors or people on the
watching.
side?
People watching.
So, wow.
Yeah, this is back in New Zealand. And I just remember thinking, fuck you. But it sinks in, and it's, you know, we're a human, you know, we have feelings, and it's not easy having like so much of you out there.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of the training and a lot of the diet and everything, like even as swimmers, our coaches would tell us if we were not, you know, not slim enough, or not in swimming me personally, but I had a girlfriend who struggled with her weight, and she had a coach that just was really hard on her, and it has affected her to this day, her mental health.
I'm sure it has.
Yeah.
There's nothing positive coming out of that. Like,
yeah.
But how did... Okay, we can try to understand where the coach is coming from. We're talking about trying to get the best possible performance out of the athlete, and the athlete needs to be in best possible shape and or condition to achieve that.
Yeah.
So how do you bridge that gap? Yeah. How do you have that conversation? I mean, obviously there's a couple of ways you can do it. There's the right way and the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, you've got to think about their mental health first and foremost, because if their mental health isn't good, then they're not going to perform, are they?
No.
So if you go tell someone you're not slim enough, or you're not this enough, like what? I don't understand where they think what that's going to achieve.
No, I can't. Well, exactly, as you say, there's a wrong way and a right way to do anything. But
and it's also the pressure. I know I put a lot of pressure on myself physically, and I always have, being in those sports where my body's on the show all the time. And now that I'm not an elite athlete, I'm still competitive and training hard, but I don't have that elite body fat level anymore. And it's like...
So how's that playing on your mind? What do you see when you look in the mirror?
Yeah. I see I'm struggling. Yeah, I'm struggling.
That's a constant thing, a daily basis?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to weigh myself like every single day, and I only just stopped that sort of last year, and that's had a massive positive impact on my mental health. Just forgetting about the numbers, because my whole life has been times, numbers, everything, you know, letting that part of that go. And just learning to try and accept my body as it is, and like I'm strong and I'm fit and I'm healthy. I may not be that, you know, lean person I was 10 years ago, but I'm still capable of achieving a
You
lot
think
of stuff.
you think you're going to get to a point where you're going to accept that? Where
No,
you just
never.
It's never going to happen.
I don't reckon I'll
No?
ever get there.
So you're going to be struggling with that for
Yep.
the rest of your life.
Yeah, I reckon I will. Yep.
How do you think that's going to play out?
I think it's just something you actually learn to live with. Just this having that little bit in your shoulder that sort of, that you're just never quite happy with what you see.
Have you got coping mechanisms?
I think, I just, no, probably, I don't know.
No?
I'm just stuck there. I think it's just part of me being the controlling part of myself. That,
Okay.
Yeah.
Has it been suggested you to sit down and maybe work out a plan going forward that encompasses your mental health? It's like the pros and the cons. You know, doing 2 lists, like what do I like about myself, what don't like about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like doing a business plan. It's like, well, okay, how do we fix the things that we
Can.
that we're not happy with,
Yeah.
or that we think are going to cause problems going forward.
Yeah.
Has that ever been a thought?
No. Well,
has it been suggested to you by anybody or not?
Oh, probably in the past. Yeah, in the past when I was going through it, like in my early 20s, I was having a bit of help with around that. But it's just an evolving thing. Like as you get older and things don't, your body doesn't work the way it used to. It's just about that constant trying to keep yourself in check and just be sort of grateful for what you do have. And
Yep.
yeah.
But you are consciously aware of that, is what I'm asking. Just like because what I'm hearing is I can hear these little chinks in the armour that I don't think you want to get ironed out. Now I'm not being critical. I'm just saying I can just see that, as you say, I accept something and because that's just going to be the way it is. But you're still dealing with that on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So that's all something that you've got to manage mentally, as well as everything else that may come along.
Yeah, I think I put myself second a lot of the time.
You said that. You've said that previously.
Yeah.
So how full is your cup? The old cup analogy, which I specifically don't like, to be good honest. But
that's why I've started seeking help again. Yeah, from the most beautiful woman. She's amazing. So just to keep there's lots, like when I go see her, it's full on.
It's like, where'd that hour go?
I say, you need to clear your afternoon. Yeah, Vanessa's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's today been for you?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Does it feel like it's been a session?
Nah.
No?
Oh, like a therapy session?
A therapy session.
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
What do you feel bad because what? Why do you feel bad?
Oh, I hope it didn't come across too morbid.
No, not at all.
It's just who I am, I guess.
Well, see, the thing is, as we've said previously, my job is to draw this stuff out of my guests. And the more comfortable you are, the more you're comfortable about talking about things.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I know there's certain things that we didn't want to talk about today. That's fine.
Yeah.
But as I said, like going forward with regards to your mental health, I just want you to be in the best possible place. I know that you're a strong woman, which is great to see. And you've had a pretty fucking rough past. You've had a lot to deal with, a lot of grief, a lot more than others. And as I said, I just want to see you thrive and survive, and be the best possible version of you could possibly be. So,
I feel like this is the year I'm really going to take to work on myself. I say that, and then I go and get myself involved in a love bombing relationship. No, I feel like it's 2020. Something about 2025 I feel good about.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Yeah, and seeking out help and returning to that and just getting all my things in line and
Have you got any advice for somebody in your situation? Have you got any life advice? Anybody, any female that's of a similar age to you, maybe going through some of the same things you've gone through.
Yeah, God, I've tried. It's tough. It's tough for a lot of women out there. With so many of us in relationships, being single mums. Like one of my girlfriends she's got 4 kids and she's 100% single mum all the time.
Wow.
I know, and I admire the hell out of her. She's amazing, and I'm lucky as I get sort of a break half of the week, but just put one foot in front of the other, and every day we have a choice to make our day better or to be better or to not let life get the better of us. And it's hard some days. Some days are harder than others, but I just won't let anything destroy me. Nothing. Yeah.
It's a good attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, and some days I crumble. I have my meltdowns, but I pick myself up and put a smile on my face and get out there and get shit done. Yeah.
I think that's that Kiwi in you, I reckon.
We're made differently, aren't we?
I think we are.
Yeah,
I think we are.
Very special.
It's that number 8 Y mentality.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't change it for the world.
No, not at all. Are you thinking about Richie McCaw right now?
Oh, Richie McCaw. When's he going to come knocking on my door?
Oh, well, he's happily married.
Yeah, I do, and that's just what makes it just, yeah.
What you want is a Richie McCaw impersonator.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is any.
AI. I'm sure.
Oh my gosh! Did you hear on the radio the other day that person who's married to someone on AI?
No.
No, you don't want to waste your time listening to it.
The last thing I saw or heard about was some dude married his fucking Kingswood or his Monaro or something. Did you see that, Maddie? Yeah.
It probably makes more sense in an AI relation. Maybe I should try it. With my track record.
Who knows what's gonna be on the horizon as far as that.
Yeah.
Look, I thank you for your time today. It's been a real pleasure to have you here, sitting here, and great to hear your story and your life. I wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you.
For you and your son.
Yep.
All the best for the Nationals coming up.
Yes.
In a couple of weeks. So kick ass for that.
I'll try.
And here's to life and doing it the best possible way you can.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
It's been amazing. A pleasure.
Thank you.
That's a wrap, Matt.
Sorgen unserer Wälder aufmerksam macht. Und so entstand der Wichtel und das Fichtellied.
Ja, und was der Fichtel uns jetzt gleich sagen wird, das werden wir uns anhören. Mit von der Partie die Woodies.
Ihr macht dem kleinen Fichtel das Leben
Yeah, thank you for tuning in and for your time. You know the vibe, I'm steady living until I die. It's a lewd state of mind and we showed you that. Keep it authentic and real, I hope you coming back. Hey, make sure that you subscribe, cause we got it popping all the time and it's going down. If you wanna elevate, wanna live a better life, keep it locked here. You know it's a lewd state of mind, let's go.